Alright, so pretty cool. Let's take these out to the shop and put them on my shoes. I've got some road shoes that I was not wanting to drill because on recumbents, a midfoot sole position for the cleats tends to be better for many people, myself included. And so on my mountain bike shoes that I ride with now, I have drilled the holes for my cleats to go further back to a more midsole position. And I've got some pretty nice, for me anyway, they were pretty nice road shoes. There's some Pearl Izumis, and I put my cleats on them, but I tend to get hot foot very quickly in these. And I really like these because they've got a nice hard sole. They don't flex as much as a mountain bike shoe does. But I really didn't want to take them apart and take the chance of drilling holes that were in the wrong position. So with these Pro Cleat adapters, maybe that will resolve that issue and I don't have to drill anything, and they'll move my cleats down far enough to where they're not giving me hot foot. It also should make it so I can still use my frog cleats, which as you can see on my mountain bike shoes, not really a big deal. They're kind of hidden down in the sole. They don't really stick out. But on my road bike shoes, they stick out. And if you've known anybody, any road cyclist or whatever that walks in their shoes, this is an issue when they're sticking out like that. So fortunately these cleats are also designed to be walked on a little bit. So I'm gonna put these adapters on and see how they work out. So here you can see my cleat is at the furthest back it can go. And it's really not in midsole, it's up underneath the ball of my foot in this particular configuration, so it's as far as it can go. And with these cleat adapters, they should be able to move back another inch or so and get them closer to the midfoot position. Also in the bag came some blue Loctite for all these screws. But I did notice that all of the screws come with Loctite pre-installed, so that's a nice feature. So then I'll see how the cleat fits. So in this particular position I can mount it all the way as far back as I can go. Now I do notice if I mount the cleat here, you can see just a slight gap right there in the front, and that's why they provide these little adapters, which is really a nice feature. That wasn't something that was talked about on the website. But I can put that adapter in there, line this up to the furthest back position, and as you can see, that adapter takes up the space that's in there. So that's nice, so it won't be rattling around in the front. Alright, so that for me is an issue. They don't fit the cleats that I have. these are designed for the big 3-hole cleats, which means they also won't fit SPD pedals. As you saw, I put the SPD clips there and they won't fit those. So I have to look at maybe getting some new pedals and cleats in order to use these. Might be a downside. To be continued. Alright, so I'm out in the shop today. Some good news is that my Speedplay cleats came in. So I can work on installing those on the shoes. But in looking at my old pedals, I remembered where they came from. They came from the Vortex and from the new Eyeball Quest when I first purchased them. And one of them was really difficult to turn. So when you have your pedals and you can spin them like this with no problem, one of them I put it in pliers and had trouble turning it. So I've taken it apart and I discovered there are 3 sets of bearings in Speedplay Zeros, and so it turns out the needle bearings were completely rusted, and that's why it wasn't allowing the pedal to turn. The other bearings are still sealed and they were fine. So I ordered some off eBay. They should be here next week. I'll be able to do my second set of pedals. I have 2 sets of these pedals. And then I'll put the cleats on and get them going. So pretty cool that this is coming together. I'm gonna open the Wahoo box that I got for my pedals and make sure that they're the right ones, just to be sure. So as you can see, the cleats are gonna fit just fine on my shoes, and with the cleat adapters I can get almost to midsole, and I don't have to drill any shoes. I don't have to send my shoes off anywhere and have them specially adapted or anything else. These cleat adapters are gonna do the job, I believe. So I would recommend, so far, and I haven't finished installing them yet, but these seem like the right way to go when you want to do some cleat adapters. I don't want to lose any of the screws. So these cleat adapters seem to be a good thing to use. So I'm looking forward to getting those installed and trying this out and see how it works. So there you go, finally got these things set up, finally got them in, and I have to say that even walking with them doesn't seem too bad. My daughter described walking on cleats as reverse heels. So yes, your toes are still up a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be too bad, and I like that it's got the nice rubber around the outside. So actually walking in them is not bad at all. But that's it. So finally got the cleats installed using the cleat extenders. A much better solution. Oh, gosh, it's been a while. So today I'm in the house working, and finally got the other set of Patrocleats adapters, and these are the kind that are designed for regular SPD clips, and of course they don't work on tennis shoe type shoes, but I'm going to modify them to adapt, because this is the shoes that we have, and I knew that I was going to have to modify them because they're designed for road shoes, and road shoes are completely flat, whereas these are tennis shoes and they're designed for walking and stuff too. But I need to move the cleat down to the midsole so the ELB's feet don't keep getting hot foot. So I'm going to have to modify the shoe a little bit to take out this little part in the middle, but I'm going to take it all apart first and see how much modification I actually have to do. So really looking at it, it doesn't look like I'm going to have to do too much modification. I'll have to cut this out a little bit right here, but that's actually not much of the overall support, which is good. And then I can remount the frog cleat here, and that moves it back quite a bit. So it moves it back from here. If I move it back all the way, so originally it was here, and that will move it back to here. It's almost an inch back. So when that comes to biking and triking, you know, if you've done this kind of modification before, you know that that's quite a bit in the biking world. So I'll have to modify the shoe by taking some of this out with the Dremel tool, and then I can put these in. So I was planning to spend a lot of time with the Dremel tool, and it turns out I just need to use a razor and cut those little triangles out, and then the cleat fits perfectly. So I think that's gonna work. Okay, so a little bit of work with the file and cleaning those up a little bit, but I was able to get them in, and so now I'm going to install the other one. Hopefully it'll be as easy. I brought my file. Oh, I didn't bring my file with me, so I may have to go back out to the garage and tweak it a little bit, but hopefully I got the other one big enough to where I don't have to do that. Let's see. So that one is off just enough that I'm going to have to take it apart and file it. So while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and do the famous tighten up the Speedplay frog fix. What that does is it allows the latch to pop out. I can show you that. It allows the latch just to pop out a little bit more. So I just put some padding behind it, and that works. I've done a video on that before. So it does stick out a little bit, but I don't think that's, I mean, it's not any further than any other cleat. It won't be the most comfortable shoe to walk in now, but still possible to walk in it. So, but you can see how far it moved it back from here to here. So that should help with the hot foot. Okay, so that about covers it. Gosh, I've been taking forever on these cleats. And finally got them in. I finally got these in because they started manufacturing them again, so I had to wait on those. But I've got the other pair out in the shop. I've had them on my bike. I've been using them for a while now, and I really like them. I did have to modify them a little bit because I bought the wrong one, but I can still modify it to make it work for what I got. So the ones that I need for Speedplays, the Speedplays that I have, they're currently out of production, so it's good that I got the ones that I got anyway because they can still work. The ones that are made for the particular pedals that I have, the only difference is between them and the ones that I have are the adapter plate is a little bit, it doesn't exist. It's different adapter plate, so I don't have to adapt the cleat to the plate. It all comes with the screw holes all in the right place and everything, but mine works just fine, so it's not a big deal. So there you go. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and until next time, hopefully it won't take so long. Cheers.